Happening today, the father of the ALCS shooter is due in court. The charges he faces.
Plus, the governor's mansion on the ballot for 2026, a candidate with a youthful outlook. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Monday. I'm Kyrie Unley.
I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for joining us. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We're just in this nice little spot of late spring that just feels so good outside.
Yes, and I also found out today is like Donald Duck's birthday, so I think...
Donald Duck's?
Yes, Donald Duck's birthday. So I think to introduce the weather, Savannah should give us an impersonation of this character.
I'm gonna need to watch a YouTube video first, guys.
Oh, the lies.
I
know everyone knows what Donald Duck sounds like.
I want to hear yours first. You guys need to do that. We'll circle back to that. Wind speeds right now are pushing about 10 miles per hour. Some areas to our west are slightly stronger than that. So today going to be breezy. This is creating a little bit of cooler feel out there for our temperatures. Those aren't off to a bad start this morning though. And those areas northwest of just Wisconsin Dells up near Camp Douglas right now, Prairie du Chien, La Crosse, and Viroqua, seeing the showers ahead of the cold front. That will increase our wind speeds. Behind it, that actually ushers out the smoke or the haze that we've been seeing, but that's only going to be brief. Tomorrow, hazy skies return and warmer temperatures out there for tomorrow as a whole compared to what we're going to see both this morning and later this afternoon. We're at 57 right now, only going to see temperatures warm a little bit more into the mid 60s. We'll talk about the warm up, also shower chances, and we're coming back to that Donald Duck voice later,
Okay.
guys.
All right, eventually. Thank you, Savannah. All right, let's get to the top stories of the morning. Today, the father of the 15-year-old girl who opened fire at Abundant Life Christian School is scheduled to appear in court.
Jeffrey Rupp now faces charges for intentionally providing a dangerous weapon to his daughter. He's currently out on bond. His preliminary hearing is scheduled for this afternoon at 1:40 p.m. Madison police say Ruppnow's daughter killed a teacher and a student at ALCS last December. Ruppnow now faces 2 counts of intentionally giving a minor a weapon and 1 count of contributing to child delinquency. We will be providing you updates during our afternoon and evening newscast and on our website, channel3000.com.
Meantime, the trial for a Janesville man charged with first-degree sexual assault is scheduled to start today. Those charges against Kyle Dean come after an investigation involving multiple victims. The crimes took place in Janesville around 2007. He faces 2 counts of first-degree sexual assault and 1 count of sexual assault of a child. The trial is expected to wrap up on Wednesday.
A woman suffered minor injuries after driving into a retention pond off the Beltline following a medical emergency. Just before 11 a.m. yesterday, her car went into the pond at the Beltline westbound off-ramp at South Park Street. Police say the driver experienced a medical event, veered off the road, hit another vehicle, and ended up in the pond. Fire personnel rescued the woman.
Now to coverage of Campaign 2026. On the ballot will be Representative for Wisconsin's 1st Congressional District. Currently representing District 1, Congressman Brian Stile in 2019. Randy Bryce ran against him, and he'll be doing so again. Bryce also ran against then incumbent Paul Ryan. His run comes as new congressional maps could be on the horizon for the state. On this week's For the Record, political reporter Will Keneally spoke to Bryce about his run.
But there's a lot of discussions we need to be having, and people are going to know my sincere thoughts, and I have reasons to back them up. So we're not always going to agree on everything, but I'm fighting for people's best, their best interest.
Congressman Stile will be running again next year. District 1 is comprised of parts of Walworth, Rock, Racine, Milwaukee, and Kenosha counties, including the city of Janesville.
Also on the ballot for 2026 is the governor's mansion. Governor Tony Evers says he plans to make a decision on whether or not he will run after the budget is done. Right now, he's facing a unique challenge for the primary, someone running against him from his own party. Zach Roper is seeking the Democratic nomination for governor.
So Governor Evers, I think, has done a wonderful job bringing us out of COVID. And during COVID, he, did a job well done when he needed the job to be well done. But I think Wisconsin's shaping into a new era now that he's not really suited for. It's going to be a new era for the younger generation.
Roper decided to run now after an unsuccessful campaign for District 84, his hometown. He wanted to run for something bigger, but is not old enough to run for Congress.
In national news today, President Donald Trump's new ban on travel to the U.S. from certain countries begins. Most of the countries with banned or restricted travel are African or Middle Eastern. The new ban does not revoke visas issued to people from countries on the list, but it does prevent most people from applying for them for now. The bans come amid rising tensions over the president's escalating immigration enforcement.
Activist Greta Thunberg urges friends and family to campaign for her release after Israeli militaries detained her. She was aboard a Freedom Flotilla boat carrying aid to Gaza. The coalition said the ship came under assault in international waters. Early Monday, they posted a photo showing the crew inside the boat wearing life jackets with hands raised. Thunberg and other volunteers were detained.
My name is Greta Thunberg and I am from Sweden. If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped in international waters by the Israeli occupational forces or forces that support Israel. I urge all my friends, family and comrades to put pressure on the Swedish government to release me and the others as soon as possible.
Other activists released videos after their detainment. Israel's foreign ministry called the voyage a PR stunt, posting on X that the selfie yacht of celebrities is safely heading to Israel. The Freedom Flotilla holds that the activists were kidnapped by Israeli forces, saying, quote, the ship was unlawfully boarded, its unarmed civilian crew abducted, and its life-saving cargo, including baby formula, food, and medical supplies, confiscated. Well, it's a bit easier to get your shoes on and go for a run when you know a cold glass of beer is waiting for you at the finish line. That's why many sign up for the annual Great Beer Run, which took place yesterday morning. The 2K walk and 5K run both ended at a brewing company in Wanakee. Their participants are greeted with live music, snacks, and a free pint.
Any excuse to come drink a beer in the weekend in the summertime is always nice. So. Get a little exercise in, bring the dog out, bring the kids out, and yeah, just a good time all around. Start the summer.
This is Madison Events' third year organizing the race.
There you go. A nice cold glass of beer waiting for you at the finish line.
Just to top it all off for those runners and walkers.
There you go. Looks like a fun event. It looks like they had a decent turnout.
Yes, bringing together the community, which we love to see.
Do.
Well, let's check in with Savannah. What's coming up?
Well, guys, we're still tracking some hazy skies due to wildfire smoke. We'll talk about when this moves out and also give an update on what's to come tomorrow.
And we're live in the 608 this morning with a unique event supporting the Madison Reading Project. We're going to talk about Ready to Wear 2025 when we come back.
Welcome back. If you're a BMO credit card holder, you may want to double check that your card is still active.
Our consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn is sharing the story this morning.
Imagine never missing a credit card payment and always paying off your balance on time, only to find out your card has been declined. That's exactly what happened to Shirley Booker, a BMO cardholder of nearly 15 years. With good credit and consistent payments, Shirley Booker was shocked when her BMO credit card was declined.
I had the card set up for my Nest contract, and they said it was declined.
She called BMO for answers.
They said, oh, it was like 300 people on hold because you're not the only one we cancel.
Booker says she didn't receive any notice of the cancellation until 4 days later. In a letter, BMO cited relationships that do not fit our requirements as the reason.
The last person I talked to indicated I had perfect credit. I paid my bills on time, but no one could ever give me an answer.
Booker reached out to Madison's Call for Action for help. BMO tells Call for Action volunteers that canceling these cards, quote, improves alignment with their business strategy. But again, no explanation. When asked for a comment on the cancellation, BMO says, we apologize for any inconvenience. We wanted to let you know that we have spoken with the customer and had a good conversation with them. We periodically review our card portfolio as a whole to improve alignment with our business strategy. They continue, which sometimes results in card closures. These reviews occur at many banks and are not necessarily reflective of individual customer credit performance. Now, the bank declined to answer further questions about about what they look for in these reviews and how the closures improve alignment or what their business strategy entails.
It irritated me because I pay my bills on time, then you got somebody saying that your card is canceled. It declined.
If you find yourself in a situation like Shirley's, you can contact the office of the controller of the currency.
All right, welcome back. Temperatures right now in the upper 50s across most of southern Wisconsin. That's our temperature in Madison. Winds are going to be a little bit of a factor as we head for later this afternoon. Those gusting between about 20 and 25 miles per hour. So it is going to be breezy out there. We're waking up to clouds increasing. That's how the majority of the day will be, and then some scattered showers to talk about. This is what everyone else is waking up to across southern Wisconsin. 54 in Mineral Point, Janesville, Waukesha, 55 in Wisconsin Dells, a little bit warmer, but barely there this afternoon. We'll only reach the mid 60s, so we'll be below average. Also going to have moderate air quality overall, those values in the yellow between 51 and 100. The cold front that'll spark our showers later in the day, that'll briefly usher all of that bad air out of here, but then we'll see more moderate smoke effect tomorrow. That's the cold front pushing that out. This is now Tuesday at 2 in the morning. Some of those blues starting to come back across southern Wisconsin. That's light smoke, but then by the afternoon and evening tomorrow, the yellow and moderate smoke levels do come back. That will affect our sunshine, our sunrise, and our sunset later in the day. Also going to affect the overall air quality tomorrow afternoon. There is a line of showers extending from Lone Rock all the way up to Black River Falls right now near Camp Douglas and then west of Wisconsin Dells. That's ahead of the cold front. So we are going to see isolated spotty showers. Not everyone will see the rain. There's a better chance Madison and northward through the morning into the afternoon. And it's not going to be a lot of rainfall that we need to see. And the communities that do need to see that are down in Janesville, Monroe, and more specifically Platteville and Mineral Point. So all south of Madison, and those areas for the most part should stay dry today. We're only looking at a couple hundredths, maybe a tenth of an inch of rainfall. Then once we get to tonight into tomorrow, clouds are going to slowly start to decrease. Tomorrow afternoon will be a lot better than what we're tracking for today. Warmer with highs back in the mid to even upper 70s, mostly to partly sunny skies. Wednesday, we could see a couple stronger storms later in the day. First half looks good with sunshine and temperatures reaching the mid 80s. But then, yeah, we've got a lot of 70s to follow that and some more storm chances.
Cool day, Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. First half anyways, but be mindful we could see some storms later.
Okay.
Fine.
Thanks, Savannah. If you're looking for some Plan Your Day videos, make sure you send us those too. In the 608 this morning, we are talking about the Madison Region Project gearing up for a big event this weekend.
Our Josh Spider is live at their book center with how this supports local literacy. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I'm here with Rowan Childs this morning. So good to see my girl. And you know, we're talking about Ready to Wear. This is your second year. And what is this all about and how does it support Madison Reading Project?
Yeah, so Ready to Wear is our biggest one-day fundraiser. And we're so excited. It's on Wednesday at the Sylvie. And it's a really creative fundraiser. It's a show. It's so much fun. It's a fundraiser, it's a show, it's fashion, it's art, but it's also a community event. And we'd love for everybody to come and watch and help us really impact literacy in our community.
So how does a show like this impact you guys here in your mission here at the Madison Reading Project?
Yeah, all of the books and literacy resources we provide are at no cost to our community members. We provide all kinds of free things to our community, so we want to help raise money in order to keep doing that. And the funds that we raise on Wednesday will help us continue providing programs for the summer, and also our Books for Educator program that starts at the beginning of the school year, and those books go to classrooms throughout Dane County that children and teachers are going to use all school year.
So you mentioned a fashion show. We have one of the design teams here. We have Sam and Becky joining us. All right, so this is such a unique thing. Where do you get the inspiration for a fashion show like this?
Well, this year we are inspired by Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale Thumbelina. So our team name is Thumbelina Dreamin', and we were sponsored by Hilldale Mall. So all of the elements on the dress are from different tenants there.
And how do you create something like this?
I don't even know sometimes. A lot of trial and error, really. So we'll come with the idea, right? So we presented the Thumbelina idea, and we just kind of brainstorm and bounce ideas off each other, and then we go, can we even make that? And then you just give it a try. There's a lot of Pinteresting, a lot of Googling on how to make paper bend the way that paper doesn't bend. So yeah, that's kind of our design process.
And what's so cool is obviously everyone's ideas are very, very different in this. So you get to really see everyone being really creative.
Oh, yeah. I mean, last year we got to attend and see like 20 different outfits, and they were all so different and so beautiful. So I think we're really excited to see what else is going to happen this year.
So what made you guys want to be part of this?
Well, Sam actually brought me in really last year. It was our first year that we designed a dress and showed it. And with her new book last year, we went with a completely different concept. And so, yeah, we got hooked really last year.
Well, I can see why. And Rowan, that's what's so amazing to see the community really stepping up and supporting you guys really in a fun, unique sort of fundraiser way.
Yeah. Every year we change the theme, and so it's really meant as a way. We have community teams, whether they're corporate teams, individual artists, other nonprofits. We have youth teams participate, and it's a great way for the community to help us raise funds and make a creative show, but also for people to be able to show the audience and the community who they are. And with the theme changing every year, it gives people a unique spin on to present themselves. And there's so many different types of paper and different ways to put it together that every year it's completely different.
Absolutely. Well, if you're interested in Ready to Wear again this coming Wednesday, tickets are still available. You can learn more by going up to channel3000.com, guys. This is pretty unique.
It's very creative.
I gotta say, and this is just one of the many that folks are going to be able to check out for themselves and really see the uniqueness right here in the community.
Very nice.
Love that. All right, Josh Sprider giving us a look. Thanks, bud. Josh is always looking for inspirational stories to share in the 608. Got an idea for him? Reach out and let him know about it.
Still ahead, crowds gather to sharpen a pencil, and an iconic movie prop hits the auction block.
We're back right after this. This morning, anti-ICE protests escalate. We'll have the latest from Los Angeles.
Plus, the big, beautiful bill makes its way through the Senate. What Wisconsin senators have to say.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning on a Monday. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Hope you had a fantastic weekend.
Yeah, it was just, okay, let's just get right to it. Enough of the small talk. You have promised to do a Donald Duck impression like for half the morning, so you and Savannah gotta do this now.
What about you, Chris?
We teased it on.
Yeah.
I didn't bring it up.
But that doesn't mean that you're not included. We like to be inclusive here, all inclusive.
I hear you.
All right, let's go, Kyrie.
Yeah. Okay. Come on.
That is not how he sounds.
Okay.
We pulled a YouTube video up, and it's
here it is.
actually
Yeah.
really hard. There you go.
There we go. There we go. There we go. That should be enough. Savannah, go ahead. You take it away.
I literally can't. I'm better at doing Mickey Mouse impression. My voice physically cannot do it.
Come on.
I don't know how. I was trying to do it like.
All right.
That's my.
All right.
It was a good effort. It was a good effort.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Sure. You're welcome, guys. We're tracking some showers up near Wisconsin Dells and Camp Douglas this morning. We're going to eventually have isolated showers that stick with us most of the day. It's not going to be a washout. Most of the areas, especially south of Madison, will unfortunately stay dry. I say unfortunately because those areas are still sitting under moderate drought conditions. Temperatures not going to be great as a whole today. We're sitting near 60 right now. Most of us are in the mid to upper 50s, but we'll only see highs climb into the mid 60s later this afternoon. It's about 10 degrees below average, but then we've got a warm up to detail. The next couple of days looking pretty nice, but then we've got a lot of storm chances going forward too. We'll have those details coming up.
Talk to you then, Savannah. This morning, all eyes are on Los Angeles as President Donald Trump says he's prepared to deploy more troops, including the Marines. It comes as immigration clashes enter their fourth day.
President Trump has already deployed National Guard troops, bypassing California Governor Gavin Newsom. Newsom has requested that the White House rescind the deployment. He called it a serious breach of sovereignty. Meanwhile, protests have escalated, some with demonstrators setting cars on fire. Los Angeles police say dozens of arrests have been made for community members. The issue hits close to home.
I'm a proud American. I'm a proud Mexican as well. But it's not fair that yesterday, and the past months, ever since his presidency, innocent people are taken from their houses, from their workplaces, for no reason.
Newsom and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass have both appealed to protesters for peace while blasting President Donald Trump's move as inflammatory. A new CBS News poll finds 54% of Americans support the Trump administration's deportation program.
Legendary Cuba City basketball coach Jerry Pettigrew has passed away at the age of 84. His son Mark confirmed in a social media post over the weekend. Pettigrew coached Wisconsin basketball for 60 years, including a tenure at Cuba City that began in 1971. He is the most successful coach in Wisconsin basketball history. He retired after the 2023 season with a record of 1,027 to 270. The Journal-Sentinel reports he is one of only 20 coaches nationwide to reach the 1,000 win plateau. During his tenure at Cuba City, he won 29 conference championships.
Just think of all the lives that he's impacted over all those decades. Boy, he will be missed. Taking a live look now at the nation's capital, where the big, beautiful bill is now being debated in the Senate. Lawmakers are considering some changes to the tax and spending plan. It's been met with a lot of pushback, including from both sides of the aisle. Wisconsin's senators included.
And President Donald Trump says top U.S.-Chinese officials are holding trade talks in London today. These talks follow his call with Chinese leader Xi Jinping last week. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick is participating in the negotiations. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer are with him. After their talks with Chinese officials last month, the countries announced they have a mechanism to continue discussions about economic and trade relations. The U.S. and China are currently in a 90-day tariff de-escalation. For now, U.S. duties on Chinese imports stand at 30% instead of 145%. While China's rate has dropped to 10% from 125%.
President Donald Trump signing new executive orders to expand the country's use of drones, supersonic aircraft, and flying cars. White House officials say increased drone use presents an opportunity to boost productivity and create jobs. The administration also intends to create a pilot program to develop electric air taxis. The executive order also aims to expand the use of supersonic aircraft, planes that can travel faster than the speed of sound. The White House says the executive orders are meant to accelerate American innovation.
ABC News is reportedly suspending veteran correspondent Terry Moran over social media posts about President Donald Trump. Moran called Trump and his deputy chief of staff, Stephen Miller, world-class haters in a social media post. He also accused them of being spiritually deficient, among other comments. The press secretary, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Miller all publicly pushed back against Moran's remarks. A spokesperson for ABC said, quote, ABC News stands for objectivity and impartiality in its news coverage and does not condone subjective, personal attacks on others.
Well, summertime travel is ramping up, and the TSA wants you to know that while Costco cards may be good for getting you hot dogs, you can't use them as a form of ID. Despite rumors on social media, Costco and other membership club cards don't count for screening. TSA says trying to use a club card for ID could lead to delays. Last month, TSA, of course, began enforcing those real ID requirements for travel. Legit IDs include passports, a border crossing, tribal ID, and permanent resident cards.
Talk about an amazing comeback. Spaniard Carlos Alcaraz fought a grueling and lengthy battle to win the French Open title, a struggle well worth it. The match lasted an epic 5 hours and 29 minutes, making it the longest French Open final ever. Down 0-2 and teetering on the edge of defeat, Alcaraz rallied to defeat Jannik Sinner. Alcaraz is now undefeated in Grand Slam finals with a perfect 5-0 record. Meanwhile, Sinner suffered his first final loss in 4 attempts, despite having a triple match point in the 4th set.
It's just incredible. Well, hey, if you're just tuning in to News 3 Now this morning, our Michelle Renee Quinn is sharing how Shirley Booker's credit card was unexpectedly canceled despite her spotless credit.
That's right. It's a story that could happen to anyone thanks to the fine print in credit card agreements. Now, in the continuing of the story, we will show you the clauses that could affect you. Michelle Renee has the breakdown of what you need to know to protect your rights. Good morning.
Chris, Kyrian, good morning. Most of us in southern Wisconsin, like anywhere else, tend to skip reading the fine print, those terms and conditions. But those hidden terms can really impact your rights. So let's dive into what you might be missing. Forced arbitration clauses make you skip the courtroom altogether. That means no judge, no jury, and fewer protections. A jury trial is a crucial tool for fairness against big corporations, and hidden clauses might make you give up your right to a jury. Watch out for class action waivers. Many agreements prevent you from joining class actions, leaving individuals to fight alone, often making it impossible to challenge wrongdoings. So next time you scroll through the terms and conditions, remember you just might be agreeing to hand over your firstborn or promise to dance like a chicken every Tuesday. But in a real twist, Amazon's terms once included a clause about a zombie apocalypse. So whether you're in Madison or Monroe, make sure to read the fine print or you might just end up with more than you bargained for.
Yes, so easy just to skip through reading that fine print.
You just scroll, accept.
Yeah, very guilty of that.
Cost you.
Just take an extra look, a double check.
There you go. Michelle Renee, thanks for that.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, for most kids in Madison and MMSD, school is wrapping up this Wednesday. So we're sharing some local family-friendly events downtown that you can enjoy together as a family with all that extra time. From noon to 1 every Tuesday, Lunchtime Live is on the Capitol lawn. It's a series of free concerts that's held until the end of August, weather permitting. Meanwhile, at Madison Summer Staple, the monthly night market takes place this Thursday. This month, mascots are going to be on site celebrating local sports. Maynard of the Mallards and Strutt of Forward Madison FC will be there. That's from 5:30 to 9. That's this Thursday.
All right, going to need lots of events for the kiddos to stay busy this summer. So yeah, lots to do.
There's all this pressure to, make sure that the kids have stuff. They got to have stuff to do. What are they going to do?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just hoping you're making time in there for them to be kids.
Yes, kids will be kids always.
Yeah.
So yes, not too much pressure. Give yourself some grace.
Yeah.
Well, let's check in with Savannah. What's coming up?
As we're still dealing with near surface smoke, hazy skies because the wildfires. We'll talk about when we'll see some improvement or if we'll still see this heading into the next couple of days.
And we're live at the Madison Reading Project this morning where they are gearing up for a big fundraiser this week. It's called Ready to Wear. It's a fashion show that they want you to be part of and support their cause. We're going to talk about it coming up next in the 608.
To later this afternoon. We're starting a little cool though. 57's our current temperature. Most of southern Wisconsin waking up right about 60 degrees, mid to upper 50s, a couple of us lower 60s. That's what everyone's going to see later. We're also going to be dealing with some showers and winds that could gust up to about 25 miles per hour. So today will be breezy, little bit of haze. That's what we're waking up to. Moderate air quality. That's the yellow color values 51 to 100. The cold front that's actually going to allow those showers to form already up near the Dells. That'll usher that out briefly. You can see clearing, but then we'll also be dealing with that blue that comes back tonight into early tomorrow morning, light levels of smoke, and then even yellows by tomorrow late afternoon into the early evening. So the smoke and the haze, that's going to stick around for some time, at least through the middle of the work week, I would say. Showers up near Lone Rock, Wisconsin Dells, Camp Douglas, and just east of Black River Falls. This is all along that cold front. I don't think everyone's going to see them. Platteville, Monroe, Janesville, probably not seeing any rain. And the showers that we do see, a couple hundredths of rainfall up to a tenth. So not much of that measurable rainfall like some of us need to see. But that's going to be in the forecast the rest of the morning into the early afternoon before we slowly start to see skies clear out later this evening into tonight. We will see partly sunny skies, especially as we head closer to about 6 to 7 p.m. and that'll be in the forecast then tonight. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow, mostly sunny with temperatures rebounding back into the mid to even upper 70s, a couple of lower 80s. Wednesday then we do have the chance more showers return and even a couple of stronger storms. Madison, West, and also South Prairie du Chien, Lone Rock, Monroe, Janesville, Platteville, all those areas are under a level 1 out of 5. It's lower, but we could see that in the afternoon into the early evening and nighttime daytime hours. The first half of the day looks to be okay. Sunshine with temperatures climbing into the 80s. It would just be later in the day we see those storms. And that'll take us into Thursday too with the next cold front. Friday and Saturday, that front looks to stall a little bit, keeping those shower chances around. Sunday looks to be the better second half of this upcoming weekend.
All right, tracking the weekend already. Love that.
70s.
Can never come too early.
Nope.
Exactly.
Thanks, Savannah. Hey, we're looking for some Plan Your Day videos. Savannah will give you a customized forecast. Just upload a video to channel3000.com, the First One Weather app, Facebook Messenger, or email us. Share your name, where you're at, and then make sure you watch to make sure you make it on the air.
Well, in the 608th, the Madison Reading Project is gearing up for a big event this week.
And guess who's there to help them? Josh Sprider at the Book Center this morning with how this supports local literacy. Good morning, Josh.
Hey, good morning, you two. We're talking about Ready to Wear in its 8th year this week, and there are still tickets available for you to support an amazing nonprofit here in Madison. We're going to start with Rowan Childs this morning. And before we begin, do you have a little something you want to present me with?
Absolutely. The theme this year for Ready to Wear is Legends and Fairy Tales. And there will be some royal people. So if you would like to be crowned, Josh, we have a crown for you.
All right, let's do it.
Oh.
Rowan knows I can never say no to anything. So now that we are looking the part here,
right,
we got to talk about Ready to Wear. This is the 8th year, and you guys have a theme. Obviously, we have these giant mushrooms behind you. What's this all about?
Well, we're creating a magical forest inside of the Sylvie to go along with the theme. But what it's all about is it's a fundraiser for Madison Reading Project. It's a fashion show. It's an art. It's a very fun event, but ultimately it's creating a fundraiser for us to provide funds so that we can have free books and resources for the community. We do all of that to make sure that there's all kinds of these things available for kids, educators, families, so that they have their own quality books and books in the classroom as well. And we give out just sort of on average around 130 to 150,000 books per year at no cost. So that's why we're raising money.
Yeah, the community support is needed. And you mentioned the fashion show. We have one of the design teams here. We have Sam and Becky joining us. And I need to know a little bit about where your inspiration came from this, because this is some complicated stuff.
Yeah, it's not easy at all, but together we've been making a pretty good team for the second year in a row. So this year we're using Thumbelina, the tale from Hans Christian Andersen. And so we are reimagining Thumbelina in paper form. And we are sponsored by Hilldale Mall. So everything you see here is from their tenants that normally would have been recycled.
Oh, that's so cool. All right, so what kind of work are we talking about goes into something like this?
Lots and lots of scissor time and paper cuts come along with it. But as far as the design portion of it, thankfully for us, we work really well together and bounce ideas off each other. And there's a lot of trial and error in the design process, because sometimes you just have to try to make it to see if it works.
Oh, that's so cool. And Sam, you're an author yourself, so you know the importance of obviously getting these books into kids' hands. So this is really personal for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's so much that can be said about books for kids and reading with children. And so fairy tales like this that we maybe grew up with have a lot of stories about hope and resiliency and courage. So I hope that comes through for people at the show too.
Oh, absolutely. And what an opportunity to have some fun with this too.
Most definitely. Yeah, it is a challenge, but mostly fun. Otherwise, we wouldn't be back. Let's be real. Last year was our first year, and it was inspiring, to say the least, just to see what other people can come up with, and their creativity and their dedication to put all of this time and effort into something that, you know, you're on the stage for like 30 seconds and then you're off the stage. And so it's like hours and hours of prep for just that one moment. And everyone is so supportive, and we're all there for such a great cause. It just makes it worth it.
Oh, it truly is. Well, good luck to you too, Rowan. Thank you so much for having us out. If you want tickets, they are still available. Again, it is this coming Wednesday night at the Sylvie. We have everything you need to know, including links up on channel3000.com. I have to say, guys, I think this is the first time I've ever had a crown on, and I'm kind of feeling it. I might need to be bringing this back to News 3, and you guys can call me King for the rest of the day. What do you think?
Okay, let's slow down, Josh.
King of the newsroom.
Slow down a little bit there, buddy.
Photojournalist Mark Schilling, do you want to show what you have on today?
Oh,
you guys?
look at him. Glitter and
Dream
gold.
team.
All right, for a good cause. Love it. Josh Brider, Mark Schilling, thank you both. Hey, Josh is always looking for inspiration to share in the 608. Got an idea for him? Reach out and let him know about it.
Coming up in the morning sprint, the rideshare app that's looking to make things easier for older adults.
Got a little kiddo turning 3 soon? Let us know. We'll show their picture on TV. We're back with the sprint next. It's time for the morning sprint.
In Los Angeles, police clashed with demonstrators outside a federal immigration building. Protesters set cars on fire and blocked one of California's busiest freeways. LA Mayor Karen Bass urged demonstrators to remain peaceful. She criticized the Trump administration for deploying National Guard troops. President Trump used rare federal powers to bypass California Governor Gavin Newsom.
The father of the 15-year-old girl who opened fire at Abundant Life Christian School is due in court this afternoon for a preliminary hearing. Jeffrey Rupp now faces charges of intentionally providing a dangerous weapon to his daughter. He's currently out on bond. Madison police say that his daughter killed a teacher and a student at ALCS in December.
Uber has launched senior accounts designed specifically for older adults. These accounts are part of Uber's Family Profiles feature. The app now includes larger text, fewer buttons, and easy-to-follow directions. Uber says the senior account will make it easier for seniors to book rides when they need them. Users can also store frequent destinations like home or the doctor's office for quick access.
Temperatures will be in the mid-60s this afternoon. It'll be breezy and we'll track some shower chances. The haze returns tomorrow, but at least we'll have some sunshine and temperatures that will be back into the mid-70s, mid-80s Wednesday, but we could see some storms later in the day. But the morning looks to be pretty good.
All right, nothing we can't handle.
Exactly.
Savannah, thank you.
All right, thanks for watching News 3 Now CBS Mornings. It's coming up next.
Our next newscast is coming up at noon, and you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.
Have a good day.